Welcome to MBur Candle Co. This is our first video on our YouTube channel. My name is Donovan Gray.
And my name is Melissa Burnett.
We wanted to make a video about things that we learned in our first year selling candles.
I started testing candles in August of 2021, and we made our first sale in like November, December of 2021.
So the first thing is craft fairs.
One of the main things that I feel like propelled the candles forward is just having like a strong brand identity. You know, we have our colors that we like to go with. It's about self-care, and the names and the smells are very relaxing. I kind of tapped into who I think would benefit from our candles the most, or who I think would enjoy it the most. I tried to find areas that I think they would frequent. So I think that Williamsburg and Brooklyn is like a great neighborhood. Another thing that I looked at too was kind of like the amount of foot traffic that it got, how much they're asking for us to spend. Oh, I kind of looked at how many followers on Instagram they have, or how many people have actually interacted with them, because that's a very big tell on whether or not it could be a scam or it's not the right place for us.
So we try to find fairs that are close to where we are at. So the fairs that we chose to go to last year were Grand Bazaar, which is in Manhattan, Artists and Fleas. They have two locations here in New York, one in Brooklyn and one in Manhattan, which is at Chelsea. And we also sold for a couple of months at Turnstile Underground Market, which is at Columbus Circle. One of the fairs, Grand Bazaar, is like $85. The foot traffic is really high, so that's a good return on that money that you're spending, because you don't want to pay too much for a fair, nobody comes. However, that's the only fair that's outside, so that's the trade-off from the fair being a low price. The other one has good foot traffic, not as good as that one, but it's inside.
And then Turnstile, the thing about them is that they're not really a fair at all. Not in the same way that Grand Bazaar and Artists and Fleas is. Our fairs is more so kind of like in the train station. It's pretty much like brick and mortar stores, and then you have kiosks kind of in the middle. So it's kind of like a mall setup more than like a fair, if that makes sense. And you pass through it to get to your train or to get to wherever you're going to. But we realized that in that setup, it wasn't really the best for us, because people weren't actually only there to shop. They were there, you know, to get to where they were going, which is work or home or, you know, whatever it is. But in the other places like Artists and Fleas and Grand Bazaar, it was different, because people are there to shop and they're there to spend money.
The second thing that we learned from doing fairs and selling candles, listen, it's going to stay like that. Second thing that we learned from doing craft fairs last year, give people what they want. If you're doing enough fairs and talking to enough people, they will kind of just say what they're looking for, or what they wish they had, or the kind of problem they run into with candles, or just in general in terms of scents, or in terms of when they burn their candles or why they burn their candles. For me, one of the things that I did was, I felt like people kept asking me what's inside the candle, like what scent is this? So I said, okay, people want to know what the scent is, and I decided to make a little game out of it to tell them what the scent is, and people really enjoyed that game. So for everybody that's selling candles, whatever that thing is, I feel like that would be, I don't know what everybody else's thing would be. You guys know, because you guys go to fairs. When you're there, what are people asking you the most for? Try and see if you can implement that.
We had got wick trimmers, and we were like really excited about that, and after implementing them, they haven't moved as quickly as we'd like. And I think part of that is because that's more of like an advanced candle person purchase. So if you're like, I just really like how these smell, and you're not too interested in like what the wax is, or, you know, candle care and stuff like that, then the wick trimmers isn't something that you would be interested in. You would have to be more on the I am a candle person spectrum to be interested in those.
Yeah, one thing I would, from talking to people and based off what Melissa just said, instead of doing the wick trimmer, I would do a lighter, because I feel like that's something that should be, in my mind, the next product after a candle would be a lighter to sell. I feel like that makes more sense. So a custom lighter, I think that would be cool, and a wick trimmer for, you know, the real people that know about keeping your wick trimmed to 1/4 of an inch.
So number 3 on the list is candle intimidation. And what that really boils down to is, you know, once you start selling at fairs and stuff, or when we started selling at fairs, and there was a couple times that we noticed that there were other candle vendors, you know, at the fairs as well. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2, I'm talking about like 8. I know that it may be very intimidating once you first start selling and to see other people there that may be more established or have been selling a lot longer than you have. And it's easy to feel a bit, you know, defeated if you look around and they're like, well, there's candles over there, there's candles over there. I think as long as you make your best product and put your best foot forward, you know, you'll have the best results. So there's been many times where we've been selling and there's been other people there, and we just keep focused on selling. We just keep focused on doing what we have to do, and we have not had any problems selling with other people that sell candles in the same fair as us.
One thing I've noticed when it comes to having a lot of other people who are selling candles at the same fair, a lot of people don't like to talk to the people that walk by. And we try to make it a point to at least say hi or converse with the people that walk by and just try and be more human with everyone. Just kind of have a conversation, because at the end of the day, they came to the craft fair because they were either looking for a good experience or they're looking to buy something. So if we can give them both of those, then we're helping them, and like I said earlier, giving them something that they want. I think if each person can provide a unique experience, I don't think they would mind there being a lot of candles, and they may even buy multiple candles, which I've seen where someone will buy one of our candles, they'll buy a friend's candle, they'll buy someone that we don't know candle, because each candle either has something different, it looks different, it has a particular smell to it, or the branding really resonates with the person that is buying the candle. Okay, so number 4, websites versus craft fairs. Most of our orders last year were at craft fairs. So all of last year, well, we'll tell you how much we made at the end of the video. 90% of the orders and money that we made last year came from craft fairs. So our online presence we haven't put much work into that. We haven't been able to focus on the candles the way we want to. So because of that, we just know we can do fairs, so we're going to keep doing that. However, I think it is very important to choose particular websites for what you need. And I know a lot of people starting out probably don't know what they need. The things that I notice now that is really helpful, I like Square, right? Not Squarespace, Square. The same company that uses the card processor. I think they are good because they are business oriented. And I feel like Squarespace is more of a design oriented company. And it's nice and it's cute to be able to design a nice website, but at the end of the day, you want to sell candles, and having a cute website is not the only thing you need to sell candles. I know there's Shopify out there. I know that we just found out today that Google has a website.
Yeah, Google Merchant Center.
So there's another thing.
And then, you know, there's like other marketplaces. And like Donovan said, we did not have a huge online presence last year. We were not on Etsy. We were not on Amazon. Not really. Technically, yes, but not really. We did start off on Etsy at first, but then I realized that they were asking for a lot in fees. And at that time, we were not making any money. We didn't even do our first craft fair yet. So there was no money to pull from to keep the listing alive and to kind of counteract the fees and all of that. So, you know, made the decision to pull from Etsy, to close the store down, and to focus on other means like doing fairs.
So right now, all the websites that we are on, I can think of, because we try to be on all of them. So we're on Fair, which is a wholesale website. We're on Etsy. We're on Squarespace and Square, actually. We're on Amazon. We're also on Bulletin. It's another website similar to that where they host the product for you and they sell it. So we're on there.
We have an Instagram shop that we've gotten a couple orders from last year. Like not many, like 4 to 5, but still pretty cool.
I think that it's just coming down to finding the right one that works for us, and also trying to learn from each website and see what we can apply to the next website. When it comes to websites, I know a lot of people sell candles online, and me personally, this is a personal thing. I think it's very hard to sell a candle online if you don't have like a gimmick tied to it or some type of prior brand tied to that candle, because people want to know what the candle smells like, and you can't smell it through the computer. So that was one of the reasons why we really went heavy into the fairs, because we were doing it online at first, and then we were getting kind of like family and friends orders, and then like maybe an order from somewhere else, but it wasn't enough to sustain selling candles long enough, which is how we ended up learning about the fairs, which is how we ended up making most of our money. And now that we kind of have an idea of how the fairs work, we want to start trying to build out the online side of it.
So I'll start off with how much we made on online sales last year. So last year, that's kind of crazy. Wow. Last year we sold 100 candles.
Exactly.
Right.
On the dot. 100 candles online.
I didn't even know we sold that many online. Did you know that? Bruh, it's so, like, our online sales are so like few between that it doesn't feel like we sold 100 candles online. So that's kind of crazy.
It's about 8 candles sold a month.
Right, yeah. That's crazy.
Right, that's cute. That's
right,
cute.
we didn't know that. And from those 100 candles that we sold, that was $2,400 that we made with online sales last year. Most of them were directly to our website. That came up to $900. Then $800 actually came from Instagram. This is our first time really looking at these numbers. Yeah,
Came from Instagram?
right. Like someone, I guess, was on our Instagram and clicked on the link, and
That's crazy. I did not know that was that many.
Right.
What?
and
What?
$500 came from Google. $100 came from YouTube. Yeah.
That says Bing?
Yep. $80 on Bing.
Wait, Instagram got $800? That's crazy. What is Google?
Google is
Like they search it up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. That's crazy. Most of our sales came from mobile, and then desktop is about half of what we did on mobile.
Most of the orders were mobile. That's
Right, and that's very important to note, because when we design our website, sometimes it's hard to make it look good both big and small, like for mobile and desktop. But if now that we're seeing that, we're making majority of the money on mobile, we'll probably take precedent on mobile design choices than we would for desktop. So yeah, so that is how much money we made on our website. Now,
Okay, go back. I want to see the other stats at the top. Okay, so we had 44 orders and we sold 100 candles.
that's good. That's more than 2 candles per person.
Right. The average order value was $55. And I don't know what RPV stands for. I've never seen that. But it's $1.2. Revenue per visit.
Oh.
So for every visit, we made $1.20. So those are the stats. And our conversion rate is 1.75%. I do not know if that's a good number or not, but
I feel like 2 to 3% is good. So that's like approaching good, I think. Next, we have how much money we made at fairs. So last year, we sold 1,489 candles last year.
wow. Jeez.
We only did 40 days of fairs, y'all, for the year.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And 1,489 candles sold. That comes up to $29,555 in 40 days.
Wow.
40 days of fairs, y'all.
So moving on to the next topic. Which candle sold the most and how much we charge for each candle?
This is the best-selling candle.
Okay, the best-selling candle was room service with 364 sold, and that candle is $15, and we made $5,460 off of that candle by itself. Okay, and then what was our best candle online? So online, our best candle was Do Not Disturb.
They're within
$2.
right.
Wow. Okay, which one sold the most amount of actual candles?
Service.
So room service was number 1 with 28 candles, and Do Not Disturb was number 2 with 26 candles.
Damn, wind down number 3. That's 25.
How the people watching?
Right.
Wow, that's right up there with those two.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing. Listen, I'm wind down starting to grow on me. Okay, so after we had saw those numbers last year, we thought to ourselves, okay, if we were really dedicating ourselves the entire year to selling candles, how many candles could we really sell? So right now, the goal this year, I know it's gonna sound really crazy when I say it. I'm trying to shoot for the stars this year, okay? We want to sell 30,000 candles this year. Okay, that is the goal. I would like to sell 2,500 of the signature size and 26,000
right. 26
of the gift size. And I think we can hit it if we are doing fairs consistently and improving our online sales. I think those are ways to hit. I think if we can stay consistent and post often and make good content, take good pictures and just keep on top of it, and then drive people from the fairs to buying online, I think we really will have something this year.
And I'm really excited to see what happens when we incorporate like ads and stuff like that into the business. What we watch on YouTube is like, oh, I did this without any ads. But the truth of the matter is that you need ads to grow a business. And it's kind of just like making sure that your ads get to the people that you needed to get to and are effective. So I'm really excited to do some tests and see how we can get that done.
The next topic is going to be some of the bad days we had at craft fairs, because every day is not sunshine and roses. So weather plays a big role into it, because if you're doing outside fairs, weather. If it rains, if you have to deal with marathons, if it's too hot, you have to worry about what you're gonna wear, how you're gonna feel. I would say the biggest reason why we had the drastic changes in sales is knowing what events are happening around the day that you book a craft fair.
So like on the positive side, when we would do Artisan Fleas in Williamsburg, it's down a block from Smorgasburg, I don't know how to say it, but it's a whole food festival kind of thing that draws people every single weekend, every single Saturday. And I think that once it started to get cold and you know, that wasn't an option for people to go to anymore, it definitely died down the foot traffic that we got at Artisan Fleas. So that's just another thing when it comes to events where it's like, okay, it's so busy now, why is it busy? Is that something that's sustainable? Is it always going to happen? And then how does that affect your sales going forward? Because once that died down and it also got cold, it was slow. It was real slow.
What is this channel going to look like going forward? So right now we are going to be doing weekly giveaways, and you will be able to see how to win a free candle depending on if you're on Instagram. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see what is required to win a free candle. We're going to be doing weekly vlogs of all the things that it takes to run a candle business behind the scenes. So all of the running around taking orders, all of the creating content, making phone calls, setting up LLCs, getting a Dun & Bradstreet number, applying for funding, all of those things are going to be in the weekly vlog. It's going to be 52 weeks. Our goal is every single week for the entire year to do a weekly vlog of behind the scenes and trying to reach this goal of 30,000 candles sold this year. Okay, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see us chase this huge goal. We are on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Are we on Twitter? No.
Yeah.
You are on Twitter? Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere you could look and find MBur Candle Co.
Pinterest.
Everything. All right. And we have a secret about her name that will come out in our story video, which is the next video going to be dropping on this channel after the weekly vlog. With that being said, MBur Candle Co. out. We got to work on that.